Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're tuning in today because, well, we're about to go on a seriously fascinating philosophical deep dive. Today, we're unpacking a really profound piece of source material that looks at the literal mechanics of human influence. Think about it. Whether you're running a huge company, managing a small team, or just, trying to navigate your everyday relationships, you are constantly trying to win people over, right? You want their cooperation, but how do you actually do it? Like, what is the most effective strategy for true influence? Our source material takes this super complex human dynamic and boils it down to one stark, singular choice. It's a fundamental crossroads we literally all face whenever we try to lead or connect with others. Sword or love? It's a beautifully dramatic three-word question, isn't it? I want you to literally stop and ask yourself right now, how do you instinctively try to conquer a situation or win someone over? When you really need someone to do something, do you reach for the metaphorical sword, using pressure, authority, maybe a little intimidation? Or do you reach for love, using empathy, connection, and real understanding? According to our source material, to conquer anyone or anything, humanity really only has these two instruments in the toolbox. Everything we do falls into one of these two buckets. So, which one actually works? Okay, let's jump right into Section 1, the illusion of force. All right, let's really dive into this. We're going to start by looking at humanity's oldest and, honestly, probably most flawed tool for control. It's the strategy we almost always default to when we're stressed out or just in a rush: the sword. So, step 1. You apply force. You pull rank, you lean on fear, you swing that metaphorical sword. Then, step 2. You gain immediate obedience. And look, let's be totally honest here, this is exactly why people use the sword. The source text explicitly points this out. You absolutely can bring someone under your control with force. You can make them follow your orders. And it gives you this sudden, intoxicating rush of immediate compliance. But then we had step 3, and this is the fatal flaw. You completely fail to capture the heart. That victory you just thought you won, it's entirely temporary. You haven't actually established any real authority over that person's inner world, their loyalty, or their genuine desire to help you. And because you haven't captured their heart, you've accidentally created a ticking time bomb of resentment. The source text gives us this absolutely brilliant psychological breakdown of a defeated person. It explains that a vanquished person only actually considers themselves defeated for exactly as long as they are weak. That's it. Their submission? It's just a pure survival calculation. They are silently waiting, just biding their time, looking for that perfect, opportune moment to strike back. The original text uses this amazing phrase, saying they are waiting for the chance to answer a brick with a stone. Meaning, they want to get revenge with equal or honestly even greater force. The literal second they feel capable of taking their revenge, they're gonna take it. And that, my friends, is the true hidden cost of using the sword. Moving right along to Section 2, the permanence of empathy. Okay, let's leave all that anxiety of the sword behind us and shift gears, because now we're looking at the ultimate paradigm shift. The sword might grant you temporary control, but as we just saw, it actively breeds resentment. But love? Well, the alternative is just vastly superior. The source text reveals that the authority you gain through love is permanent. It doesn't birth resentment, it builds true friendship. You aren't just directing someone's physical actions anymore, you're establishing this unwavering authority directly over their heart. When you use love and empathy, you aren't fighting against their will. Actually, it's more like their will completely aligns with yours. And this brings us to a really profound definition straight from our source material: true victory. Like, what does a real win actually look like? It's a state where the very concepts of a victor and a vanquished just dissolve entirely. Really think about how powerful that is. When love is your weapon, literally nobody walks away feeling defeated. Nobody's sitting there nursing a bruised ego just waiting to throw a stone at you later. Instead, the text tells us that the two parties become true, permanent friends. An unbreakable bond forms where one person gains a steady, permanent hold on the other's heart, and honestly, everyone wins. Let's turn the page to Section 3, historical proof of empathy. Now, right about now, you might be thinking, okay, this is a wonderful sentiment. It's a nice, soft, kind of poetic philosophy. But listen to this. Our source doesn't just leave it at poetry. It anchors this entire strategy in hard, undeniable history. Powerful people always want to harness the strength of others, right? But look at who actually succeeded in doing this permanently. We've got Rama, the legendary figure who mobilized the endless Vanarasena, this incredible monkey army. You have Jesus and Buddha, who gathered absolutely countless followers whose devotion literally outlasted empires. And in modern history, look at Gandhi. He mobilized numerous satyagais, people totally dedicated to truth and nonviolence, to challenge a massive global empire. So how did these legendary leaders build such massive, unbreakable forces? Spoiler alert, they didn't do it by holding a sword to people's throats. They absolutely did not mobilize through fear. They did it through the magnetic, completely irresistible pull of empathy and love. Which brings us to our final core concept. Section 4, the ultimate weapon. So how do we actually apply this ancient philosophy to our crazy modern lives? Well, our source gets remarkably practical right here. What are your goals? Do you want to gain loyal helpers? Do you want the ability to mobilize the strength of others to pull off big projects? Do you desire fame or even wealth? The text completely acknowledges these as perfectly valid human pursuits, but its core message is this. If you want to achieve literally any of these things, if you want to build a truly reliable team, build wealth, or achieve lasting success, you have got to choose the superior strategy over brute force. You have to put down the sword and pick up the weapon of love. And we're not just talking about some minor difference in efficiency here. The power of the sword is fundamentally limited. It's a super low leverage tool. But the power of love, the text explicitly states it is a true multiplier. We're talking hundreds of times the power of the sword. It is literally hundreds of times more effective at getting you those loyal helpers, that shared strength, the fame, and the wealth we just talked about. It's a total game changer. So the absolutely crucial point here is elegantly distilled into this one incredibly powerful quote from the text. The bond of love is stronger than the fear of the sword. It just perfectly summarizes the core thesis of everything we've explored today. Think about it. Fear snaps. Fear breeds resentment. Fear creates enemies who are just waiting in the wings for you to stumble. But the bond of love, that holds. That is what builds true, permanent allies. As we wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with this final direct challenge. Which weapon are you going to pick up tomorrow? When you walk into your very next meeting, or when you have to face a really difficult conversation with a partner, or when you're just trying to rally your team behind a super tough project, what is your default going to be? Are you going to reach for the illusion of force, knowing full well it's a ticking time bomb? Or are you going to wield the ultimate power multiplier? Think about it. The choice is entirely yours. Thank you so much for joining me to unpack these amazing ideas today. Keep learning, keep reflecting, and I will see you in the next explainer.